This is Duke University.
The Global Brazil Lab was put together with the idea of offering classes, but also independent projects. Well, Brazil is the world's largest, least known country. And this has been a complaint that I've had for a very long time. When you look at where Brazil is today, both as the world's 5th largest country, it's between 8th and 10th largest economy. When you think about the importance it occupies politically, diplomatically, even the size of Portuguese as a language, which is among the top 10 in the world, it's obvious that this is something we should be doing.
Brazil is huge. The north to the south of Brazil is like New York to LA in the United States. So there's an incredible amount of geographic, cultural diversity, etc. One of the things I'm really excited about the Brazil Lab, it's centered on a triad of nature, culture, and politics. What this means is that whatever it is that we're looking at in this lab, we're looking at in the tension of what nature and politics, or what nature and culture, or what culture and politics have to say about any particular issue.
There's a couple of important things I think that went into thinking about this lab. One is that it's global Brazil, right? It's not just Brazil within its national boundaries. It's thinking about Brazil as a place that has connections on a global sphere, historically, in the modern and in the contemporary period.
Duke as a whole has initiated a Duke Brazil initiative, which is in its 2nd year now, is continuing next year, and is going to allow Brazil to really rise in the agenda of Duke University.
From the start, we imagined the lab as interdisciplinary, but broadly so. As much as we're located in the Franklin Humanities Institute, we're interested in reaching out from the humanities to the social and natural sciences.
I teach a course on capoeira, which is both practice and theory. We learn the music and movement twice a week.
We're going to be encouraging and recruiting graduate students, but also undergraduates, to work together in vertically integrated teams.
I work on race, gender, and sexuality in Brazil.
How can being poorer, blacker, female, and favelado impact your health outcomes?
I came to Brazil to do research for my master's thesis. There is obviously this huge racial divide in Brazil. And
what we will get here at Duke by being engaged with Brazil is a better understanding of obviously another place that's center of gravity in South America, but also in some ways it'll reflect back on us and help us understand a little bit more about our present and our past. It's an interesting dance partner that we can go between the US and Brazil. And we come to understand ourselves, not just by looking at ourselves, but by looking at ourselves in relationship with others.
We're trying to create links and create opportunities, both, going both ways, not just Americans going to Brazil, but also bringing Brazilians here so that they can help us understand better a country that's not our country, but that we need to know more about.
Nós fomos muito bem tratados em todos os lugares. A experiência da cidade está excelente. Eu, particularmente, gostei mais das experiências nas universidades que a gente conheceu, a UNC Charlotte, a UNC Chapel Hill e hoje a NC Central. As experiências e Duke, claro.
Para mim, as melhores experiências foram a de conhecer a diversidade que as universidades têm aqui. A quantidade de imigrantes, a quantidade de pessoas que vêm de outros países estudar aqui e que vivem em confluência com a comunidade local e também com os próprios americanos que vêm de outros estados também para as universidades aqui. Duke é uma universidade enorme com recursos para investir na educação e trazer alunos, estudantes de outros lugares.
I mean, it's all about crossing borders, physical borders in terms of bringing them here to the U.S., emotional borders, psychological borders, and through all of that, building a larger community and keeping us grounded as people.
Eu acho que a gente já está vivendo o futuro.
Eu ia falar exatamente a mesma coisa.
Porque é claro que para frente.
Até acredito que a convivência com pessoas diferentes pode ser um dos vetores, dos motivos para acabarmos com preconceitos tão profundos nas nossas sociedades.
This is the shorter típico. We're going to close with this. Thank you for playing with me.
There are a number of ways that students can get involved with the Brazil Lab. We'll be bringing speakers, musicians, artists, academics, some from Brazil, some who work in Brazil, depending on what students are interested in, right? There'll be some students who really want to connect to the arts, and there's a lot there. But there are some students who are going to want to connect more in terms of politics or economics.
Liberalism was uma ideia fora do lugar in Brazil. It was a misplaced idea.
There's talks, there's the language instruction, which is integral to the lab.
We're hoping this will generate a very lively exchange of ideas, conversations that perhaps don't happen always between scientists, social scientists, and humanists.
I mean, that's what's been beautiful, kind of seeing people share what they enjoy, what excites them in these interactions, and also learn about things that they hadn't heard about before.
Produced by Duke University. Online at duke.edu.